Lego Brainrot is destroying the Lego community and it needs to be stopped. Now, before I show you how to stop it, I want to make sure you have a proper understanding of Lego Brainrot to make sure that you know all you need to know so that you can stop it effectively. So I want to start by showing the definition of brain rot, or just kind of Firebird Bricks honestly just made a video about Lego brain rot. It's called Brain Rot is Ruining Lego YouTube on his second channel, and he really explained what Lego brain rot is very effectively in my opinion. So I'm just going to show you guys what he said about it.
To start with, I think it's pretty important to clarify what brain rot actually is, because I think this term is thrown around and is just used pretty loosely. But really what I think a lot of people are talking about when they talk about brain rot Lego content is the faster paced Mr. Beast style content. I think what's missing when you use the term brain rot is that brain rot is inherently supposed to be like low quality. There's a lot of low quality Lego content that's low effort and it's just there to bait you into clicking on it. And I'm not going to discount that, but I think people call things brain rot that aren't actually brain rot. Like, just because it's fast paced does not mean that it's brain rot. For example, let's look at the B3, right? The B3 is a great example for this, I think, because the B3 makes fast paced content, but it's high quality, it's engaging, it's creative. I think that there's actually quite a lot of inherent value in the B3's content. Now, it is faster paced, and you could maybe say, well, then it's brain rot, but I would disagree. I don't think that that counts as brain rot. There are plenty of channels out there that do count as brain rot in my opinion. I'm not going to name any of them because I don't want to tick anybody off here, but I think the difference with a lot of those channels is that they sort of rely on cheap tricks to get a click from you.
That's kind of the definition that I've agreed with, and I would also say that a lot of other people have agreed on that as well. For example, there's like, I don't know, for OG Lego or YouTube brain rot in general, there was this thing called Elsa Gate. I don't know if you guys remember that. Look it up at your own risk, but it's brain rot is beyond just something that you don't like because it's fast paced. It is at the end exploitative toward the viewer, and I would like to, because we have established that it is kind of like more so exploiting the viewer, I want to talk about something called content farms, which, I mean, a lot of people don't even know they exist, and I would say they are at the top of the list of Lego brain rot in terms of like badness. Like they are really, really exploitative, and they need to be like off the platform, to be honest. So if you don't know what a content farm is, I'm going to show you the definition on Wikipedia right now, which seems to be the general consensus because I looked up other people's opinions on this as well, and they seem to have like a reasonable, like, same conclusion with this. So what Wikipedia says about it is a content farm or content mill is a company that employs freelance creators or uses automated tools to generate large amounts of web content, which is specifically designed to satisfy algorithms for maximal retrieval by search engines, known as SEO. I mean, in YouTube, you don't really have to use SEO as much if you're in recommended, but you get the point. And their main goal, this is the big thing, their main goal is to generate advertising revenue through attracting page views as exposed in this social, or in the content or context of social spam. So they are basically, I mean, like, basically content farms are just people who want to exploit audiences for money, and they hire teams to help them to do that, and they also use AI to assist them in doing that. And there are some really weird content farms, really suspicious, I guess is a better word to say it, in the Lego community right now, and I'm going to show you two of them, starting with the biggest one, Bricked. Now, I don't even know if some of you guys watch this channel, because there's, I mean, obviously almost has like 200 or 2 million subscribers on this channel. That is crazy for a brain rot channel. Wow. And it looks like it started about a year ago, and it's grown so quickly. Now, one red flag that I would say, like, out of Brainrot content is I've noticed after looking at a few of these channels, you can see these videos are very long. Some of them not as much, like 20 minutes, okay, 25 minutes, yeah. But this is a fully, like, this video right here, let's just click on this video. This is an hour and 42 minutes long. And this is what it looks like. Okay, it is edited like this for the entire video. Want proof?
Is hidden away in one of the suit's pockets.
Yep, there we go. And toward the end,
and a nod to the good old Primo days.
It is still edited the same way. Now, if we scroll down in the comments, and, well, obviously we can see it has 27,000 views, right? Only 17 comments? Are you kidding me? This is really strange. And notice how the most that he does, or I don't even know that, like, who controls this channel. I don't even know if it's like a real person. Probably is just a rich guy who's like hiring people to do the work for him. But like, just hearting comments is the most he does. Doesn't even respond to any of them. And if we go to, let's say, you know, it's a newer video. Okay, should we just click on like a different video, like maybe this one, just a random one? See what that one's
From
like
this
too.
minifigure that holds
Let's go to the comments of this video and see. Look at that, 275,000 views, only 37 comments. That is a red flag right there. If I had, you know what, we could go to my channel honestly and see how many comments I have on my most popular video, which is like similar viewership to this. Let's check out my most popular video, this one right here, and see how many comments I got. Okay, how many comments? Okay, we got a little more views than him, but holy crap, how many comments compared to we got about 10 times the amount of comments. We didn't get 10 times the amount of views. And you can also see I'm actually hearting and responding to people's comments, like almost every single one of them. I can't guarantee I'll be able to do that forever, but I do put in the effort to actually responding to people. This guy clearly looks like he does not. Now, there's another content farm in the space right now that I discovered recently, and this is actually really disturbing. And this channel is called Funds Bricks. And if we go to their videos, look at this. All of them are just over an hour long. What the heck? Let's see when this channel started. Let's see when they started. 4 months ago. And they're already at over 31,000. Hold up. But they're getting, how many views are they getting? This doesn't make sense. I've gotten more views or I've gotten less views than this guy, and almost have the same amount of subs. That is crazy. On my main channel, by the way. I don't understand. So if we go to any one of these videos, let's just click on the most recent one.
In this video,
I'm going to stop it right there. Do you know whose voice that is? That is Generic Stud's voice. He did not consent to this. I talked to him on Discord, or I witnessed a conversation that he had with someone else on Discord about this, and he was like, nope, didn't give this person consent to use my voice, but it sounds exactly like him. I'll just let him say a full sentence now.
Introduce you to some strange and very interesting minifigure designs.
Yep, that's definitely Generic Stud's voice. Already, massive red flag. Using AI to replicate another person's voice without their consent is just, I feel like that's borderline illegal. If not, it should be. Again, it has, the comments are like in the 30s. That being said, this is a recent video. Let's go to like an older video. Let's go to like this one, okay?
In this video,
Is that Generic Stud's voice again?
I will share some incredibly useful LEGO hacks.
This one, the AI is more buggy, but it still sounds like Generic Stud. This was probably an earlier iteration of the voice model they were using for Generic Stud. Holy crap, that is creepy. And this one, 10,000 views, 31 comments. And this is, again, a video that is over an hour long. like the person does not respond to any comments. Look at all these comments that haven't been responded to. Only 31 of them actually on like a video with 10,000. I don't even know, man. This guy is like, oh, these Brainrot channels are just, they're actually, some of them are starting to creep me out. So content farms, those were content farms. I want to make that very clear, that there is a difference between content farms and the TD Bricks style like YouTubers. The content farms are the real bad guys, okay? Like, we do not want to be promoting these guys because they both make the LEGO community less original, and they're technically exploiting kids for views and money. That's the only reason they're doing YouTube, which, like, a lot of the TD Bricks copycats are doing YouTube partially because they like it, maybe also because they want to make a living off of it too, but I don't think they're doing, at least I'd hope that they're not doing YouTube to just exploit their audience for views and money. Because I've talked to a lot of people who have adapted the TD Brick style content of like editing and thumbnail, but they seem like genuinely good people. However, the content farms, I don't even want to get to know these people because they are just they seem like they're not really good people just based on how, like, the evidence of what their videos are and how they're treating the comments. So those are the people we need to bring down. The content farm, or I guess it's not even people, just the content farms, which are like kind of a mix of AI, hired employees, and like probably a rich guy at the top that I don't even know how they got rich in the first place. I hope it was a legitimate legal way. But then I think the hierarchy, the list of people who we should prioritize to, like, you know, bring down, I guess, would be the content farms, and then the TD Bricks copycats. I wouldn't say we should bring them down, but I'm thinking they might be more able to adjust their content style to be, you know, more creative, basically. So what makes them different than content farms is obviously they actually are real people and they are making their videos themselves, or maybe hire like a small team, not like a large team. And they hopefully don't use AI most of the time. That's kind of what I've noticed. So these people are actually real and they are filming themselves, recording themselves, and then editing things oftentimes themselves, sometimes hiring an editor, maybe someone to make their thumbnails, but they're actually appearing in the video. So they are actually putting the time into their content, which the TD Bricks style, if you guys have tried to edit videos the way TD Bricks does, you know it takes so freaking long to do that. And I know that myself because I tried to adapt this style and then ended up turning it into a little bit of my own style from there. So don't spread hate on these people. Obviously, make sure that you're respecting them. But in order to change them for the better, I think there are very good things to do, which include rewarding an originality by clicking on their videos if they're original, if the concepts are original. If you see a video and you recommend it and you're like, oh, wow, that's actually an original idea that I haven't seen someone do before, and you're interested in it, just click on the video. If not, just don't click on the video. If you're like, oh, wow, I've seen that. I just saw the same exact video, same exact title, same exact thumbnail like yesterday. Just don't click on the video. And then let them know if you do end up watching a video because it's original, then let them know what you appreciate about that video. Like let's say they used an editing technique that doesn't come from TD Bricks. Like it's their own style that has been developed with that technique. Obviously, you're going to want to like reward that originality, right? Or let's say there's a personality trait that you really like about them that you want to make sure that doesn't go away. You don't want them to sacrifice that to appeal more to the TD Bricks style, because TD Bricks, don't get me wrong, I just want to say this again, because TD Bricks in my last video, I already said, my last Brainrot video, I mean, that he is not the reason this is happening, or he should not be blamed for this happening. He's just the person who happened to be creating this style with Sacred Bricks and Generic Stud. He created this style with those people, and other people are copying that style now. So don't blame them, but instead help these TD Bricks copycats, if you want to call them that. Try to coach them into keeping their personality in their videos. And like, let's say there's a building technique that you really enjoyed. Let them know. Just type a comment in their videos and let them know that you liked that originality and you want them to keep that and maybe even develop that into their style to break them off from the TD Brick style and help them to create their own style instead of just, usually they, without that feedback, they would just be like, oh, I just got to continue to adapt to this other style that isn't mine. So that's one thing that you can do, or many things that you can do to help the people who are adapting the TD Brick style into their content to help them to change. But if you don't want to do that, there's still an alternative, because I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to watch that kind of content because you're watching this video that is probably titled something along the lines of how to stop Lego brain rot. So one thing that you can also do is to support small creators. And obviously it'll be hard to define them, but if you search something very specific that you're interested in, that might help you to find some smaller creators that aren't as established in the space. And overall, if you keep trying to do that, YouTube will recommend you maybe more content creators that are just starting or haven't really hit it big yet that you can support and help them to develop their original style. So reward small channels for making original content, obviously. And you can also, if you want another option, you can also become an original content creator yourself to help change the scene from the bottom up. I guess it would also be from the bottom up with small creators as well. But if you want to be the change, this is a good way to do it. So obviously you'd have to make your own YouTube channel if you haven't already. And you'll need to look outside to the Lego community for inspiration. I mean, I guess you don't need to do that, but that's something that has been really helpful for me because I just realized I've stopped watching a lot of these YouTubers who have adapted the TD Brick style because I've just kind of been, I think, naturally getting a little bit sick of the content, and it's nothing against those people. It's just, I kind of need a break from that. So I've been looking outside of the Lego space for inspiration. And that has been very, very helpful for developing my own style, developing my own Lego ideas, developing just overall original ways to do things. So I really think that is helpful, and I'd highly recommend looking outside of the Lego space to try to do that as well for yourself. And then also, just I kind of already touched on this, but obviously develop your own style, which will take longer, but it will be so worth it because a lot of these people adopting the YouTube, like the like current trend in the Lego YouTube space, just copying TD Bricks or Mr. Beast style, basically, it really kind of prevents your channel from reaching its longevity. Like it kind of prevents your channel from growing as much as it could over time. Like, sure, exponential growth right away. But once that trend dies, because I'm worried this TD Brick style may be a trend, if that ever does die and you've latched onto that trend, your channel isn't going to only go up with that trend, it's also going to go down, dip down with that trend when it dies. So that's why developing your own unique style, I think, is so helpful and so worth it at the end of the day. So keep your personality in your videos is another thing that I would recommend, because a lot of people in order to adapt the TD Brick style, they haven't really expressed themselves as much as they would if they were just to create like their own style and like maybe incorporate their own personality into it. Because like TD Bricks, his videos aren't really centered around his personality. They're more so centered around what is the thing that he's presenting in that moment, which isn't necessarily a bad thing for TD Bricks. And like I said, him, Sacred, and Generic Stud all developed that style themselves. So that was original at the time. But if you want to be your own person, you should probably incorporate your personality in your videos, because that will just, without you even really having to try hard, it'll make you different. Like, that's, I think, one of the best ways to kind of be different. And then also just be real, which is kind of slightly, some people might say that's the same thing, but being real is not just showing your personality, it's just being who you are, like outside of your personality even. Like, maybe just showing your character, not just your personality. Like, what I mean by that is, let's say a lot of people would do something some way that you wouldn't. Like, I don't know, let's say a Lego set like falls on the ground when you're in a store and you're trying to like do a Lego vlog or something. If you pick it up, it'll show you as being real, like a real person. You're showing that moment. And a lot of this is editing choices. Like, for example, I'm editing a vlog for this very channel where literally I dropped a poly bag and I'm like, well, I gotta show that I actually picked it up so that people know that that's part of like what I do. I want to make sure that people know that that's what they should do, because that's what I'm doing. So I picked it up off the floor and then like put it back. So it kind of interrupted a little bit of the video there, but I thought it was still necessary to include because A, it's just the right thing to do, and B, it'll show people more that I'm real and that I'm actually a real person, and that I did drop it. Yes, I did drop it, unfortunately, but I picked it up. So I think all of those things will help you to develop your channel into a non-Brainrot channel that is actually original and very, very good for the LEGO community. So I hope that helps you guys to know how to stop LEGO Brainrot. I would highly recommend, I'm actually going to say this as well. Content farms, if you want to tell people specifically about Bricked and Fun's Bricks, for example, or if you find any other channels that are displaying like Brainrot, or not Brainrot, content farm traits, let people know about that. Kind of put them on, what would it be called, like a blacklist or something, that people can, so that people can understand that they shouldn't be supporting those people. So now that you guys know how to stop Brainrot, go out there, do your thing, and I wish you good luck with that. Stay positive and have a